Jeff, can you give us your early thoughts on Louisiana Tech, what they present to you?
They are a very athletic football team, and that's apparent. They are, the word described by an opposing coach that played against them. They are salty on defense, and they're good. They're good on defense. They lost some really close games. Um, I'm just really impressed with their personnel. There's a lot of question marks. Who's going to play? What offense they're going to run? I'm told that they've had a change in offensive coordinator, and the new offensive coordinator may be calling the plays, and so we don't know, and so we're preparing for a lot. It's making it particularly challenging for us, but I think Sonny's a really good football coach, and they're playing at home. It's really close to where they all play college football, and a lot of them grew up there in Louisiana, and be a home game for them. So I think there'll be some unique challenges.
Jeff, your reaction to Kanye Udoh's departure, his impact the past two seasons, and how do you plan to adjust for this game?
We certainly wish him well, and we're disappointed to lose him. He's a good player, but he's also a really good young man. I really like him, his parents, and have enjoyed having him here in the program. And but that's a decision that a lot of young people are faced with now. And I think there were some there were some things going on, feelers being put out through other channels. It's not permissible for coaches to contact other players at other colleges directly, but through other channels. And I think that just kind of got him thinking about the opportunities other places, and a lot of kids are faced with that now, unfortunately. He's certainly been a real asset to us, and we'll miss having him in our locker room, more so because of the person that he is than the player, but he's a really good player too. So we got other guys. We'll adjust, and I'm sure that we'll continue to do the things that we've done on offense. We don't intend to change and be different schematically because of a change in a player.
But people like Jake Rendina might take on a greater role as a ball carrier, et cetera.
Yeah, Hayden Reed, Jake Rendina, Carson Smith. I think all those guys, they'll get more carries than they probably had gotten as a running back for us.
Last thing, Jeff, can you speak to the postseason awards for Lucas and Paulo, and the fact that Bryson is still being put up for awards? And I know you don't like talking about yourself, but you've been put up for a number of awards. Can you talk about the significance of all this?
Well, any individual awards, I shouldn't say any. Most individual recognitions go to players who are on really good football teams, or are just so superior at their position that they stand out among everybody else. And that's hard to do on a team that's not winning. It's easier to do on a team that is having success. So I think everybody contributes to the recognition of individuals on this team. But the three guys you mentioned have all had really good seasons. And obviously the offensive line winning the Joe Moore Award, though we had some struggles this past Saturday through the season, they have played really, really well and played together. And I think we have 5 good football players on the offensive line. And so 2 of those guys, being recognized, I think is fantastic, and they deserve it. And I'm proud of them, and I'm happy for them. And certainly Bryson in the season that he's had. None of us had a very good game on Saturday, but it doesn't diminish what he's done throughout the season and the impact that he's had on our program, and I think the attention that he's gotten throughout the year for all that he's done in his performances. So I'm happy for those guys and proud of them. And coaches don't get recognized for awards unless they too are parts of a team that's having success. So there's anything that kind of comes the way of a coach. In my case, here it's all because of our team.
Seth Mendelson, go ahead.
Coach, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Happy New Year. I heard another coach, playing another bowl game, talk about how he looks at the bowl game. Of course, he wants to win, but he also looks at the bowl game as an opportunity to, see what he has going forward into next year. What's your view on this? Is this, of course, you want to win the game, but is this an opportunity for you to kind of examine into players for next season?
This is only to win the game. That's the only purpose of playing a game, in my opinion, is to try to win. So the young guys in our program, they'll have an opportunity to prove themselves as we go through spring ball and preseason camp next year. But we're not on an exploratory mission to find out what we've got. We want to play our very best football game of the season on December the 28th, and that's our goal. That's my hope, and hopefully our guys will be excited and ready to do that.
My second and last question is, the transfer portal is obviously an issue with everybody. The timing of it, so many kids jumping in. You lost your team. Marshall, of course, was supposed to play Army. What's your take on the transfer portal, and do you have any ideas of how to fix it, or is that somebody else's problem?
It's all of our problem. It's college football's problem. So the portal is great because I think it's important for all of our young men and women who play college sports to be able to play where they want. I think it's certainly they're entitled to be at the school where they want to be. I think there needs to be some guardrails on it, especially tied to the NIL and now the revenue sharing that's going to come into college sports. I don't know that anyone in any profession without a contract should be able to accept money and say, I'm going to pledge a commitment to this organization and then be able to walk with that money and not fulfill their obligation or their duties. And I think that's probably coming to college sports. And I think it's important. It's important for teams and organizations to be able to build and know who's going to be on the team. But also I think it's an important lesson for young people to learn that when they make a pledge of commitment, they keep it. And I fulfill the obligations of my contract. And that it's off the guardrails. I mean, it's go wherever you want, pays whatever people want to pay you, transfer here, transfer there. It's not good. It's not good for college sports. It's not good for college football. And I don't think it's teaching positive lessons for our young people. But I do think that they should be able to go where they want and play where they want, go to school and get a degree where they want, and be able to earn money doing that. I think it's all those things are great. I hate for us to lose the importance of seeking a college degree. I think it's really hard to earn a college degree if you're at 4 different colleges, and some student athletes are more than that. They're going to end up playing, places, more places than that. I don't think it's healthy to have a transfer portal window open during the season. So the coaches all said this. We all said it. We were opposed to a transfer portal window during the season because of what it's creating. In college football, you've got teams of young men who are committed to those teams and say, I want to finish this season and play in a bowl game with my team. And they have teammates that have left the team and said, well, I'm not going to play with you anymore. I don't want to be a part of this team. I'm going to go pursue another team. Whereas if a transfer window was open outside of the season, I don't think there would be the issues like we had with a team just completely dropping and saying, we're not going to play. We're not going to field a team for the game. And I think players would stick it out through the end of the season, and it would give those teams the best chance to win, which is what every player deserves. Every team deserves that. And players who stay in a program, they don't deserve to have people that desert them in the middle of the year and just say, well, you guys go fend for yourself. You've counted on me all year, but you can't count on me anymore. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think it's healthy for a team. And again, I don't think it's a good lesson for our young people to learn. And, if in fact they're on contract and they're getting paid a certain amount of money to play at these schools, well, okay, you pay or you play, you get paid. If you don't play, you don't get paid. That's the same as it works in any other job. The way it works in my job. If I left my job today, they would stop paying me. And they should. So I think there's just a lot to unpack, but moving the transfer portal outside of the football season, I think would be a great start. And I know that's a lot of opinion and a lot more than you probably bargained for when you asked me the question, but you probably, if you're watching press conferences and listening to coaches answer questions, they're all saying the same thing because we all believe the same thing. We want to build teams and we want our young people to come and earn degrees. We want them to have a great experience and we want them to build lasting relationships with their teammates and coaches and feel a sense of loyalty to the school that they play for and be developed. We're in the people development business. That's why I got into this profession. And it's one of the things I really enjoy still about being here, that we recruit these guys and for the most part, we're able to retain them through the duration of their college career, and they get a chance to develop, and we see them grow and graduate. And I mean, it's awesome. That's what college sports was intended to do. And so I still think that student athletes should be able to choose where they want to go to school. And I think it's great that they're now able to benefit off their name, image, and likeness, and that we're able to share revenue with student athletes. But I don't think that the system as it is now is a healthy system or sustainable.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the game.
We'll need it. Thank you.
Ken Greatzer, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Coach. Just wanted to ask you about your two inside linebackers who've had a phenomenal season. Caleb Fortner, 8 tackles Saturday, and Thomas 7, both juniors. They really give you a solid foundation on defense next year?
They do. Both outstanding leaders. I don't know if they'll be captains, but I'm certain that they probably will get a lot of votes for the positions of captain on our football team. And they're two fine young men, good players, tough, and great team guys.
And just to ask you a little bit about Louisiana Tech. Sonny Cumbie was calling plays for them last year, and they had wins this year: Nichols, Middle Tennessee, UTEP, Western Kentucky, Kennesaw State. They pass the ball for about twice as many yards as rushing. What do you see in what you've seen of Louisiana Tech so far?
Well, as I said, I think they're very athletic, talented football team. But there is some uncertainty there as to what they're going to do on offense. If Coach Cumbie's going to call the plays, if Coach Franklin, the new offensive coordinator, is going to call the plays, we don't know. So 2 different systems, 2 different game plans essentially to try to prepare for. And then that makes it challenging, especially with the short amount of time that we have to get ready. We certainly could keep practicing through Christmas, but we're going to practice today and give the guys a few days off to go and be with their families, and then we'll reconvene down in Shreveport on Christmas Eve. But it doesn't give us a lot of time, so we're kind of in a guessing game right now. But we know we've got to prepare for talented, fast athletes, and so that's a challenge in itself.
Thanks, Coach. Happy holidays.
Same to you.
Doug Ireland, go ahead.
Coach, good morning. Good afternoon, I guess, up there. Shreveport Bossier Journal here. A couple of different questions. First, and I know you in particular and coaches in general don't want to talk about alibis and such, but you've had a chance now to reflect on last Saturday. I know that you had a grind coming in. You didn't have an open date. Navy did. There are all sorts of different factors. How do you assess and reflect on why this wasn't the game you wanted last Saturday?
Well, I did a poor job coaching. I did a poor job preparing our team, obviously. You know, I'm mad at myself. I'm disappointed. You know, embarrassed with the job that I did. I think our guys tried and played hard. I mean, there's a lot of factors that you can throw out there, but in my mind, they're just excuses. We got to be able to play, and we got to be ready, and we weren't. And they outcoached and outplayed us. And unfortunately, we lost the Commander-in-Chief's trophy because of it. And you know, that's the most important tangible goal to us in this program. And so we're sorely disappointed. But their team played a really good game, and our team didn't.
Question 1A then, and I know nothing compares to that game, but how much of an opportunity is the Eye Bowl for a little validation and a little chance to go back and show this is our team?
I think anytime you get your butt whipped, you want to get back out there and prove that that's not who we are. Now, that's who we were on Saturday, but we've got one more opportunity to play a game and for our seniors to play and to finish out a season. And it's been a good season. We've won a lot of games. It's not a great season. Beating those guys last Saturday make it a great season, but this would certainly be a great win for us if we can get it to finish the season. And we're going to have to earn it against a very athletic team and very good team, well coached and playing at home. So that there's going to be some challenges for us.
Okay, now the last question. You've been to Louisiana with your team a couple of times recently.
Last trip wasn't good. Last couple trips, in fact, haven't been very good.
Across the river from Shreveport is Bossier City. There's Barksdale Air Force Base. What's your reaction to maybe trying to entice some Air Force guys to come over and cheer for Army?
I think Louisiana Tech could have a better chance getting those guys to cheer for them than we would getting them to cheer for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.